you know, that is one of the highest possible motivations you can have. You look down at your children and you say, it stops here. The family curse stops here. We went bankrupt. We lost everything. Had a brand new baby and a toddler. And I had this visceral, spiritual reaction. Never again. It stops here. This branch of Ramsey's, this branch in the tree, will have no more debt. I will teach them. We will make so much money, and we will never borrow again. And we didn't, and we have. Never again. Never again. No more. I'm done. When you have that moment, you change your family tree. When you have that moment, you can change everything. And sometimes it's just, you know, there's so much pain and stress in your life. Sometimes there's stuff going on. I mean, sometimes you just look at it and you go, I don't want to live like this. We make too much money to be this broke. But sometimes you look down in those little eyes of that toddler, that baby, that 14-year-old, I don't care, and you say, never again. We're changing this. We're changing this thing. Les Brown, the great motivator, says, people change their lives when they finally say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I've had it. When you have that I've had it moment, it changes everything. Dave, how do you get out of debt? You have your I've had it moment. The rest of it will work itself out. I'm not sure I agree with Dave Ramsey about the debt snowball. I don't give a crap what you agree with. I really don't. I am not motivated by what you think at all. But I'll tell you this, whether you agree with my methodologies or not, there's one way people get out of debt. They finally say, I've had it. This is not an intellectual problem. If it was an intellectual problem, you would find an intellectual solution. It's not an academic problem. If there was an academic problem, you'd find an academic solution. This is an emotional, spiritual, visceral experience. And until you feel it in your bones, I've had it, then you've had it. Then it's going to change. Because that's the moment you don't care what someone else thinks. Your whining, carping mother-in-law who's got an opinion about your credit score. You suddenly don't care what she thinks about your debt because you've had it. Your friend who looks down their nose at you because they are so supposedly sophisticated with money and they have none. You suddenly don't care what they think when you say, I've had it. You don't care what some broke journalism student with $110,000 in student loan debt writing a bad article on Motley Fool or CNN Money about money. You suddenly don't care what they think because you've had it. I'm getting out. This is the last one in this family tree. We're changing this thing. The curse stops here. The chains come off here. That's when you change your life. It's not when you academically or Dave Ramsey's a snake oil salesman. I don't give a crap what you think about me. When you've had your moment, your I've had it moment, that's when you will change. My life's pretty good. I don't need to change it. 30 years ago, when I started teaching this stuff, I was first teaching people how to get out of debt, live on a budget, be generous, live on less than you make. So you have a plan, you avoid debt, you save money for emergencies and later for investing. And all of those principles work, but people kept saying, which one do I do first? And so I started laying out, well, you should do this first and that first. You should have an emergency fund before you start your 401k. And then I figured out it's easier to have an emergency fund if you don't have any payments. And so you need to get out of debt first. Because, of course, I learned my lesson the hard way, going bankrupt and getting out of debt, and learning how important it was to be debt-free as a process, as a part of building wealth. So all of that started to formulate after a few years of teaching in various settings and what became Financial Peace University. It used to be called Life After Debt. And it started becoming what we now call the baby steps. And the interesting thing is that now the baby steps have gone into the Total Money Makeover book, which has sold almost 10 million copies. And they have become the proven plan, the shortest distance between where you are now and wealth. Where you are, if you'll live like no one else later, you can live and give like no one else. What is the shortest distance? And we need a path to run on, because the way you eat an elephant, it's overwhelming. Do I do my 401k with the match, or my kid's college? Or do I have an emergency fund? Or do I pay on this 18% credit card debt? Or, and nothing gets done. You get paralysis of the analysis, you get frozen.
Absolutely. And this step, these baby steps have worked for me. They've worked for millions, and it's really simple. If you do it, they work. And it all starts with baby step 1, having this foundation, saving $1,000 for a starter emergency fund. This is just a small buffer between you and life before we start tackling the debt.
Exactly. And if you have $1,000 already, great, just set that aside. That's your baby step 1. Any money you have that's not retirement, anything you can sell that is not retirement, you're going to liquidate it. If it's not retirement, you got some stock over here that grandpa left you. You got a gold bar under your bed. I don't know what it is, but you got any money that's above $1,000. Maybe you got $10,000 in a savings account. That's $9,000 you've got that you don't need past baby step 1. We're going to put it all on baby step 2. And baby step 2 is the famous one. That's the debt snowball, where you list your debts smallest to largest. You pay minimum payments on everything but the little one, and you attack the little one with a vengeance. Side note, baby step 1 should not take you more than 30 days. Maximum. You need to work extra, sell some stuff, have a garage sale, put the kids on Craigslist, whatever you got to do here. Let's get it done. And you know, we're going to get busted into this, get $1,000 quick. Baby step 2, you should be debt-free, but your house. Now, you may have to sell a stupid boat. You may have to take an extra job. But most people that have followed the Total Money Makeover baby steps in Financial Peace University are debt-free inside of 2 years.
Yeah. And once you pay off all that debt, now you've freed up all those payments, right? You have that income
Think
back
about
in
what
your
it'd be
life.
like to have no payments but a house payment. Wow.
We're breathing easy. And then we can move on to baby step 3, where we save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. This is the final buffer where we say we're never going back into debt, because we are the bank now.
Yep. Grandma's rainy day fund. Why? It's going to rain. Dave, you need to be positive. I'm positive. It's going to rain. You need to be ready when crap happens. There's a pandemic coming around every corner. There's something coming, and if you have $20,000 cash in the bank, 3 to 6 months of expenses, whatever it is, and you have no payments, you are the third pig in the 3 little pigs, the one that's in the brick house when the big bad wolf comes. You're ready for life. You're ready to go. Now you're ready to build wealth. But that you just now have gotten up to ground zero. You've just now gotten up to even. When you have that emergency fund and you're debt free, now you're ready to build wealth. And in baby step 4, you put 15% of your income aside into good growth stock mutual funds in retirement plans. Start where there's a match. Beyond the match, always do Roth. And if you've exhausted Roth and match and still are not to 15%, then go on to a traditional 401k or IRA. But do Roths before traditional and do match before Roths. It's mathematically in your favor to do that, up to the 15%. Don't do 20%, don't do 11%, do 15%. While you are doing baby steps 4, you're also going to be doing 5 and 6 simultaneously.
Absolutely. So baby step 5 is where we're saving for our children's college fund. And this is going to look different for everyone. There's no set number here because it really depends on your situation.
Did you have the baby last week, or is the baby 18? That makes a difference on how much you need for college, right? I mean, what you got to do for college. Just like, is this an oh crap moment, or hey, we're going to be diligent and save? Did we wait almost until too late? Now, they have to go to college debt-free. They cannot participate in this epic student loan system failure that is called America right now. It is horrible out there. Do not let your kids go in debt. You do not have to go to debt. Go to community college for free for 2 years. Go to in-state school. Work 6 jobs, get scholarships. Our student loan problem is a parenting problem. Mom and dad let kids sign up for crap they couldn't afford.